Hey guys and gals, it's Damionicus with another review video. So I want to go over kind of where I've advanced as far as rigs go for my DSLR videos. I think when I last left you guys, I was making a video talking about rigs on the cheap, and I was talking about one of these little guys, which I think sell for about $12 or so. That you can pick up that go underneath your brand new 5D Mark III, thank you very much, which go underneath your camera like this, and then you can sort of, you know, move it out to have a nice steady bit of shot too. You can also combine two of these. If you run the other one screwed into the bottom screw of this, you have kind of a decent little bit of handles on the side of your DSLR now. I've learned a lot since then. Obviously, you're going to be manually focusing, so you probably want to have this out on the right side so that you can focus, and then you've got your hot shoe there, then you've got your hot shoe there, and you've got a hot shoe there. So you can always put little extenders and stuff on there. So progressing up kind of through where I've come from in the last year or so, this would be a kind of the next place to go as far as rigs. This is called the X Grip. I have it up on my computer now. I think I paid like $30 for it. I'm an Amazon Prime member now, so it's saying $19.95, but your price may vary. It says regularly $59, now $19.99. Yay. Yes, I'm recording.
Nerd alert. Nerd alert.
Okay, so this is the X Grip, and it's kind of the next little bit of rig that I bought. The nice thing about it is the pin can be mounted kind of in the center or the left and the right, which is really great for a DSLR. I'm going to edit out this moment where it's taking me forever to find the hole. I've got the 5D Mark III mounted on this guy. It's a metal screw, but it's a plastic handle. It feels a little weak when tightening that on. Now when you notice I've got the 5D on here, it's not balanced when I hold this. So that's the brilliance of this thread being able to go on one side, that you can kind of balance your gear out a bit better. I realize this is kind of meant for, it's obviously meant for low shooting. It's obviously best with you know, a GoPro or a video camera for, you know, skateboard dude to follow other skateboard dude and shoot nice and low, and you know, you've seen plenty of the videos. But I kind of like this as a lightweight attachment for a DSLR. Now I have only a 50mm 1.4 on here now, so it's not a lot of lens, but this is a nice kind of feeling thing, and I can still hold this as a camera and shoot if I want. It's got this great bit of rail at the bottom where you can set it down nice and easily, and then on the top you can mount your light or your microphone or a couple of devices. Now I have loaded this up before by putting like a light up here and then getting a crossbar and sneaking a mic here and something else over here, and the whole thing got completely weighed down and scary fragile. But anyway, for $19.95, let me know in the comments if your non-prime price is higher. I kind of like it. It's a nice little solution. Foam all the way around it for gripping. Unlike the digital rev guy who walks around with $3,000 cameras with no strap on them. Whoa, whoops. I always leave my strap on. One thing it's kind of, well, I said strap on. Nice thing that's kind of nice about this though too is you can kind of use your strap as a bit of a steadier, which is actually pretty nice. Next we have the Aputure Magic Rig, video rig for Canon, Nikon, Sony, Pentax, Olympus, Panasonic, JVC camera and camcorder. What's great about this is it is pretty much exactly what the Zacuto Striker is for $750 less. The Zacuto Striker, you know, all power to Zacuto. May you forever ward off Chinese rig manufacturers. I know it feels great. It's awesome gear. $800 for the Striker is just ridiculous. So for $50, your price may vary. Mine says list price $57, prime price $50.43, save $7.52. It's got a base here, which is adjustable with a padding. Oops, I have an extra part on here that you won't receive, but just note you can add this kind of stuff. It's a little 15 millimeter cold shoe adapter on there, and then you've got a handle, which is quite nice. It's got a little bit of play to it. I feel it twisting a little bit, and then a quick release. Now the quick release has a safety button, which is nice. The tightening knob is kind of crappy. It's got a bit of rubber around it that you have to kind of squeeze when you tighten, and I didn't realize this at first, so I was just kind of tightening and going, oh, what the heck, the rubber is turning on the handle. But if you squeeze the rubber ring and then tighten, you can get it pretty tight. So I might have to return a star on Amazon because I trashed it 2 stars based on that. Now the quick release plate does have a little butterfly hand crank. It feels like it's going to break though. I wouldn't give it too long before it snaps off in my hand. But at least that's better than the coin operated type. Tighten that on. This is turned the wrong way. Let's try that. Alright. So you've got, now you're Philip Bloom. Ooh, I'm Philip Bloom. You can turn this focus ring here. You can hold the camera here. You can hold the camera down here and turn the focus. It's decently steady. I quite like it. I did find it was really hard to hand tighten these knobs. I guess maybe because they're a little short. They don't torque very well with your hand. So this stuff will kind of slouch on you. But what I do is I get a pair of vice grips or some little Leatherman tool that I always keep with me to tighten these. And yes, I'm marking them up a bit, but at least I know nothing's going to suddenly fall on me. So again, strap over the neck here. You can kind of lean back a bit and get a nice bit of additional support with the strap. Wrong hand. And you can move these around. If you're left-handed, you just put the handle on the other side. Being that I didn't love the quick release, what I did, I got on eBay, and for $40, I got a Zacuto Gorilla Plate that has a 15mm hole in it. So what you have then is basically the base for the Zacuto Z Finder. Retail these go for 65 bucks, these plates, the Gorilla Plate, but you know, you can find them on eBay like I did for cheaper. And then you've got something a lot more sturdy, I think, for the camera. Now, it's not a quick release plate, of course. You might have to pop a Manfrotto on this, or you know, it's not as quick a release as the other thing, but I feel like I can build up you know, get the loop with the diopter and the little screen frame if I ever want to walk around and loop it. Okay, so next is a rig that I picked up recently on eBay. It's called the DSLR Camera Cage with Top Handle for Mattbox Follow Focus DV HDV Video Camera. They don't miss the keywords there in China. It is pretty much a Chinese copy of the CPM rig, which the CPM rig without the handle and without these rails in front and without the quick release, so just the top, the bottom, and the 4 rails, sells for 150 bucks. This guy with top handle, the small carbon fiber rails here, the longer carbon fiber rails here, and pretty much a copy of the Manfrotto plate and quick release, 75 bucks on eBay. I also got on eBay and for about $5 or $4 with including shipping, got some 1/4 threaded rivets to screw into there. If you watch the CPM video on the DSLR cage, they talk about how you can buy the CPM inserts. I would have gotten the CPM inserts, but they were like $10 plus like $15 shipping or something like that. I mean, maybe it was like $7 and $12 shipping or whatever. These little guys were like $4 and $2 shipping or something like that. So they basically worked out just fine. Instead of hammering them in, I got a 1/4" threaded bolt and just kind of put 3 of them on the bolt and drilled it in so that the first bolt went in, and then I pulled the rest back out. But anyway, for 75 bucks, it's probably not the same quality. I'm sure it's not the same quality as CPM. It's molded plastic versus whatever they use. And once you tighten these bolts up, you do get a bit of bow in the plate. I don't know if you can see it. It looks straight when it came, and then when you tighten those things all up, for some reason it causes a bit of bow in there. But I quite like it. Now, the one problem with this thing is there's a bubble level in the corner right there. Can you see that? And the bubble level is kind of useless to me. It's covering one of the threaded Allen bolts that goes and tightens the rails in. So you have to take this thing all apart, and I mean all apart, to get to it. Now, it's a bit of a pain. You better have an Allen wrench. I mean, they include an Allen wrench with it, but you need a smaller Allen wrench for the 4 little holes that hold this plate, the release plate, to the base of this. So you better have a set of Allen wrenches when you get this thing to go through and so what I wanted to do here is build an entire shoulder rig that I could use with my DSLR. And I know there's the Genie rigs and there's other knockoff Chinese rigs that are $150 or so, but they just don't look right. You know, you want your rig to be balanced so it sits on a tripod nicely, and then you can pop it off with a quick release plate. Alright, I just didn't like the way they looked, and it seemed like a lot more fun to me to order all the parts separately and put it together like a big erector set, because I'm a big geek. So it was kind of a lot more fun to order the parts. So I'm going to go through all the parts I ordered and go from there. So as I said, now CPM has a bottom plate with a big opening like this for your battery to be changed. I don't know about other cameras, but the 5D Mark III, you don't even get the door all the way open. What it's probably used for, what it's nice to be used for, is to be able to tighten this little guy, because you know how that works, is that when you get it around, it's going to hit the bottom of the camera, so you have to pull this out and then move it and then tighten, pull it out and move it and then tighten. You know, you video guys are probably used to that sort of thing. But no, you can't really pull a battery out of that guy like it's meant to be. It's got to be a little bit longer. I might Dremel this or something to make it a little bit bigger so I can, because it almost opens. So anyway, I like all the 1/4 bolts in the top. As I said, I can add threads. You can buy these little double threads. There's one on the top and there's one on the other side. on Amazon to use. I also found a lot of little 15mm accessories like this little guy, and what I did was I left a little bit on the top of this. Before I forget, this is not tall enough for DSLR and battery grip, so you might want to order some extra taller carbon fiber rods if you want to do this with battery grips. So these little guys can then sit on the front or the back of, depending on where you want to put them. And that's why I left a little bit at the top here, so these little guys can grip it. So I've got a few of these here, and you can do that. So the top is basically the same as the bottom. So CPMs, I believe, doesn't have this hole at the top. But like I said, I just added these guys, and now I've got more 1/4" mounts, and I've got those two and those two. This, before I go on with the rig, this is fairly strong. It's plastic though. I'm a little worried about having a ton of weight be held by this. And I also wanted to get some from the sides. Instead of ordering 2 more of these top handles for the sides of the rig, because you'll notice, like DSLR Film Noob, he's got 2 of these on the side. So I wanted 1 on the top and then 2 more for the sides. So I hand hold it like that. Instead of ordering 2 more of these, because this is plastic and I was a little unsure, it does, you know, not that it moves, I just didn't quite trust it. I ordered 2 more of these guys. I ordered 2 of these guys here. They're on eBay as DSLR Rig top handle for 15mm rail rod support system for follow focus 5D260 D600D. This is metal, and this is kind of a interesting look to it. It's not very soft. It's a firm plastic, but I liked the way it felt. Or it looked like it was going to feel, and I liked the way it felt. Now I had these on either side of my rig the other day without my camera on it, and I felt a bit of a twist. And then I gave it a bit more of a twist, and that happened. There is nothing holding this in but friction and a little glue or something. There's nothing else holding it. Now what I love the idea about this, it's got a cold shoe mount on the top. Sorry, my light's a little bit lower than my camera. It's got a cold shoe mount on the top, so as a top handle this would have been great to put a microphone on. Whoops. I wrote the company, they were like, oh, send it back and we'll drill a... It's meant to have a screw drilled all the way through the handle. Like, really? That was kind of a mistake. So I'm debating whether or not I'm gonna send them back or just ask for my money, or, you know, if I want them to send them back to me. I wrote the company and I said, send me some pictures of what you're thinking of doing, you know, and then I'll consider it. These were about 30 bucks, so I don't know how I feel about that. I know how I feel about it. I would have been really pissed if my 5D Mark III was on this rig when that happened. At 30 bucks, these are actually way cheaper than a lot of other top handles. I've seen them for 100 or more. But anyway, check with the manufacturer first. Sold by HK Sunwind. And then there's another guy that sells them too. So check with them to make sure they're shoring that up before you spend the bucks on it. Alright, so what do we need now for our rig? Follow focus. Follow focus is by Fotga, F-O-T-G-A. This is the DP500 2, and $120. It's not that bad. I found it to be excellent quality. It came with a little rubber gear thingy that you put around a lens and then cut the excess off. You know, that's cool. I'm sure you'll probably have other solutions. Well, what's great about this follow focus is, yes, kids at home, it does have stops that you can put in. as well as marking dry eraser on the front. I find it's very smooth and you can adjust the tension, and it's a good deal. I like their stuff. Next we have a set of handles. So this set of handles was about $40. This is the DSLR Rig handle hand grip for mini shoulder rail rods. But these handles are nice. Nice grip to them. Again, hand tightening is only going to do so much. They're going to move on you a little bit. Best to have a little utility tool with you to tighten those up. I've bent the other one up so when I'm shooting I can have my hand up against it here and work the follow focus with my hand. Yeah. Alright, so we have the rig here, the front of the rig. Now to attach the back of the rig. I have two different parts here I ordered. These were about 20 or so a piece. Here's a little connector, a riser connector. And I also have just a straight riser connector. Everything in the rig world is 60 millimeters apart. So you can pretty much, luckily it's a standard that pretty much everybody follows for connecting rig pieces. 15 millimeter rods, although I think there's other thicknesses of rods, but why? 15 millimeter rods and everything's 60 millimeters apart. So I'm going to do this one because it's easier. Let's raise it up. I'm going to have my camera be a little bit lower. I need a camcorder with a wide angle lens. I could get in a little tighter here. Right, so that's on the back. Like that. Make sure it's tight. To that I'm going to add the back weight and the shoulder pad. Now, alright, first thing I got was the 45 millimeter or 18 inch carbon fiber rods. I kind of measured from the back where a weight would be about where I think I'd want it to connect, and I ended up on the 18 inch carbon fiber rods. They were about 30 bucks. Then the pad you see here is the dual use DSLR shoulder pad and shotgun rest for 15 millimeters, sold by PSP Production LLC. PSP Productions LLC. Again, 33 bucks. What's neat about this, not the softest pad in the world. It's a little hard, but it's a pad. Works. Maybe you can, wrap something else around it to pad it up a little bit more. It rises up and down, of course, so you can adjust the height. So what I really like about this pad is you can loosen the nut that adjusts it all the way till it comes off, and then turn this around. There's another hole on the top, so you can use it as a pad for your chest too on your rig. Pretty cool, huh? Dual use. Oh, I need a remote control. Alright, got that back together, and there was much rejoicing. Yay. We have the front of the rig, and we have the back of the rig. Ta-da! Oh, I almost forgot. This is the DSLR Rig counterweight for 15 millimeter rail system, 2.7 pounds, sold by PSP Productions LLC. Same people that made the pad here make this neat little cube. Kind of looks like a Borg spaceship. Really nicely constructed. That's all metal except for the plastic on the handle. And I wrote the manufacturer because anytime plastic and metal get together for a high torque situation, I get a little nervous because I've had plastic strip on me before. But the guy says it doesn't take too much turning to get this to stay on straight or well or whatever, and I'm pretty happy with it. So we've got the weight, we've got the pad, we've got the cage, we've got the follow focus, we've got the handles. I will load it up before the end of this video and weigh it and give you an idea what you're going to be carrying around. Hopefully not all day. Alright, so here is the final rig. I don't have my light on because right now it's on my camcorder. The other thing I don't have on here is my Tascam DR40. The Tascam DR40 can mount back here on the back, or we can use that for a tachyon. Canon 5D Mark III. As I said, I've got these little guys in here to add different mounts. I've got a Sony CLM V55 monitor that needs cleaning. Mounted to a magic arm there. I dislike the cable that comes with the Sony. It's very rigid and it's proprietary. You can't replace it with another mini to full HDMI cable. So that kind of sucks. So I know I don't have the follow focus hooked up because I've got my 50 on and I didn't feel like messing with trying to get that to work. So obviously you'll probably use a longer lens than a 50. Handle, I'll probably put the other handle down and maybe get a second handle to move up there so I can actually set this on the ground, because otherwise I can't. The whole thing kind of slides over. Alright, hopefully you can get enough shot of that. So grand total, this weighs about 13 pounds. I didn't show this earlier, but I added a little 15mm crossbar that's got a 1/4 inch thread in the bottom that I put the magic arm so the monitor can sit in lower. Alright, thanks for watching. Have a good day.